Okay, let's talk baby names. I'm just gonna preface it by saying that I found a baby girl's name when I was watching a TV show a few years ago, and that's it. I just saw it, I heard it, I'm like, I loved it. I wrote it down on my baby names list that I have on my note app, and that we know every girl has that list. That is the one that I've always loved. Once I met my husband and when we started talking about trying to conceive, I even shared my list and I told him this name and he just loved it. That's the only one that we really agree on. And it's pronounceable in French and in America. And when we went to see his family, we had hours conversation about baby name. No one guessed that name. So it is not a rare name, but it's also not common. So I'm very excited about it. Now, I am open to more names because I am afraid of giving the wrong name. Let me give an example. I have two dogs. One is Max and one is Xena. Xena, like the warrior princess. That was the whole point, is she's a German Shepherd. We wanted like a little warrior, like the guard dog, because Max is a blue heeler. They're both sleeping. She was adopted and we got her as a puppy, but we got her at 8 weeks old. And she is scared of everything. Scared of a door. She's scared of everything. She's also bark, and she also, watch the window, and she's a guard dog because she's half German Shepherd, but she's scared of stuff. Her name is Xena. It doesn't fit her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell is that? It doesn't fit her anymore. So now I'm afraid that the name that I have doesn't fit my baby girl. And I'm actually very happy. This is the only name that I really love, and that we agree with my husband. I'm just afraid it's not gonna fit her, if that makes sense. So yes, I am open to more names, and I have hundreds of names on that list on my note app. I just also, I like a name, but my husband like M name. His first name was an M, Matthew, and it was his last name W, so it's like MW. He likes this initial. Now, my last name is gonna be her middle name, and then my husband's last name is gonna be the last name. So that's the plan. No need for a real middle name. I don't want a name that is gonna be a nickname, like Christina, and then her nickname is Tina, and everyone call her Tina. I don't want that. Your name is what you're born with. This is your name until you die, okay? This is how it is in France. I don't care if it's a big name, a short name. I don't like nickname. That's just not how it is in France. I never had nickname. This is the name that my parents choose. So yeah, this is how I feel about names. Now, I already explained that we need names that are pronounceable in French and in German, because my mom is Austrian, so my entire family from my mom is in Austria, and then my whole family in France, and then in America. And then because I don't know where we're gonna end up, I don't know where we're gonna live. If we live in Europe, I want her name to be pronounceable. So that's all the criteria. Now, if we like old name or new name, honestly, I think I like newer name more. I'm not sure about old name, but I feel like some can be cute, but I don't know. I'm not sure about old name. And he likes those initial, but I like a name. So that's pretty much where we are. We thankfully only have one girl name that we're sure at 99%. We have another second one, but they are two different name. One is more powerful, and then one it's a beautiful name, and I feel like they would not fit the same girl, if that makes sense. So that's the only thing that I'm afraid of. Now, I'm afraid to not use my first name choice and to regret it if we don't have another girl. And when it comes to boy's name, we were not on the same page on boy's name. Every name I gave him, he said no. Every text is always no. And I always ask why. Like, he just doesn't like it. So boy name, we had nothing, absolutely nothing. We had one. I can say it's fine. It's Jackson. My dad's name is Jean-Jacques. His mom's name is Jacqueline. So it was like a Jackson to remind of both. But he doesn't like it because it's too common. So as you can see, it's very hard to find a name that you agree with your husband, and that it's pronounceable in French and German and English, and that is not too short, because Mr. Husband doesn't like short name, like Ari or Ava. Like, he just doesn't like short name. I don't like a name that can be turned into nicknames easily, like Karine. There's no nickname. This is not. There's one nickname that could be Caca, but no, because I mean poop in French. So that was not a nickname, and I'm very happy. My sister's name is Claire, not a nickname. I also very mindful of, I want all my kids to have the same initial, okay? This is how my sister and I are. My husband doesn't understand it because he's the only child, but this is how me and my sister grew up. I like having the same initial as my sister, and I want my kids to have the same initial. It makes everything easier, close if you have name or initial. I don't know. What do you think about I just like when the initial are the same. Now, the name that we have is very meaningful name. And I am okay. The problem is we need another very meaningful name that is the same as the first name. So I will be okay not having initial the same for the second child if they are both on the same page. Giving an example. For example, London and Paris. They don't have the same initial, but they are both like city names. So that's pretty much where I'm going from. If they're both as meaningful, then I'm okay. My husband actually liked the name London for a girl. I love it, but it's not an A name. So I'm not sure about it, but I like it. But it's just like, I feel like the next kid has to be on the same page, right? So if you have names, try to give me a second name ideas. So for the second child, I know I haven't even birthed this child yet, and I'm already thinking about the second, but I'm thinking ahead, okay? I'm planning ahead because I don't want to be stuck with one name and the second child is left with a name that is not as meaningful as the first one. So that's pretty much where I'm at. So yeah, if you have name suggestion, if your kid's name, if you love them, if you have twins or whatever, like name that really fits each other, please let me know in the comments. Oh, and I forgot, when we're gonna visit his family and surprise them with the pregnancy, we're already planning on telling them that we do not have a name, just so they don't try to push their ideas onto us and try to make us change our mind about the name or make us tell them the name that we already found. I told my sister is the only person that knows about both name ideas, and then she said like, oh, I like the second one better. This is why we don't tell name to people until the baby is born. Okay, I learned my lesson. I'm not telling anyone until that baby is born. I might give the initials just so the people that want to give gift, that told us like, oh, but I want to give the embroids thing on whatever, like fine, you can have the initial, but that's it. I'm not telling the name until that baby is born, because even my sister just saying like, oh, I like the second name better, made me realize I really want the first name for her. And I really hope it's gonna fit her, but that's why we're gonna keep pretending to everyone that no, we don't have a name. We don't have a name yet. And when that baby is born, we're gonna say like, oh yeah, we had that name planned for 2 years already before we're even pregnant.